Geek with the tractor here today. Behind me you see lots of weeds. We also have a huge tree back there. I want to get through the weeds to that tree because on that tree I am wanting to set up a swinging rope. Now, between here and the house, which is behind the camera, we're planning to build a garage eventually. So I'm kind of trying to figure out how big the garage is, how long it is before we get to the tree. First thing though is we need to clear out this space. Not for the garage today, but I just want to get to the big tree. One other thing I read, that walnut trees produce a type of chemical that kind of suppresses other trees, other plants around it. And there are a lot of little walnut trees in there. So I'm going to pull some of those out around this big, huge maple tree. I'm pretty sure it's a maple tree that's back there. And we may even be able to use this big maple tree for another project I have in mind, building a tree house. But anyways, first step is we're going to clean out. So that's today's project vlog. We're going to do some cleanup with the tractor, get it all cleaned up in there and see what we have back there, and then assess the situation from there. So check out the time-lapse video. Quick update here. So I ran into this sorry. I ran into this big, I think it was like a little fire pit or something that they had out here. And there was a big concrete platform. Right now, Creedon's just busting at this one here to get it a little bit smaller so we can get it onto the bucket here and haul it off to our dump site. You can see here in the, hold on Noah. You can see, let's see here. Looky here, we got a crack right down the middle there. So if we move that, that should just split right in the middle because we've beaten right across the middle there. You can even see, oh wow, do you see that? Pointing. So you're not going to be able to get in all of that because you got rebar and stuff in there. I just need it kind of broken up in chunks so that I can get it out there. And I just did this one over here as well. I beat all the way across there and it kind of broke in half, or in the sections there. Okay, we're gonna get back at it here. Some progress. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough and show you what we've got accomplished. This little tractor is a beast. I'm always like afraid I'm pushing it too much, you know, or something like that. And, you know, I'm just taking it easy when I start to notice like, I don't know. Definitely made some serious progress. So let's take a look. So that is the tree that I wanted to expose there. Wanted to get into that because it's a huge tree and it's pretty amazing. So I think what we're going to do is probably get to the point where I can determine if it's like worth keeping. I mean, the size of it definitely says, hey, I want to do something with it because this would make a great, these three trunks would make, from what I could tell, would make a great foundation for a treehouse. And I can hang off a swinging rope from like one of these branches here or something. I'm thinking probably this one on the bottom I would cut, because that one, you know, it's definitely leaning out far. You could see that's some serious horizontal you know, pressure there, but if I could alleviate that right there. And there is still, I mean, we have vines growing all over this, so I'm a little, you know, and I mean, the tree definitely has some issues with it. But if you look up there, I don't know if you can see, let me zoom in real quick. Yeah. Anyways, there's still some leaves growing on the tree. So I think we have potential. But look at this. Let me step back here and just give a little perspective here. We have really cleared out this base, you know, no pre-work. You know, I didn't come in with a chainsaw or anything like that. And check this out. There is a swing set back here. And some branches had fallen on it, and so I kind of helped mash it in a little bit. So I'll have to haul that off somewhere. But this branch was actually had fallen off of this tree. Let me see if I can find out where it had fallen off from. Oh, right there. Yeah. Right there. That branch right there had come off. Let me try this. There we go, right there. Now that was over here closer, but I of course pushed that over with the tractor just a moment ago. So anyways, that's the quick walkthrough. We made some progress. I got to level out some of the ground here, but I think now that I have access to this tree, I could start working on nurturing it. This right here, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the black walnut. So it was a little bit big, a little bit bigger than I wanted to mess with the tractor as far as just shoving it down. So I'm probably gonna come out with a chainsaw and cut that out later. Maybe cut it off like, you know, right here, and then work on maybe, you know, digging around it and pulling it out or something. But that would that root system being gone would free up, you know, more for this tree. Look at this beefy vine right here. And it's one of like those weed grapevine type thingies that climb up trees, and you sometimes, you know, kind of fun to swing off of. There's one right there too, going up the tree. So I'm going to cut those off so that they stop strangling. Excuse me. So they stop strangling the tree, because yeah, you can already see some of the. I broke some of it earlier, and the leaves up there are getting kind of wilty.
There's a bug. Oh. Can't you look it up?
Yeah. Working with this tree back here reminds me of a few years ago at the place we lived at before we moved here. We had about three fruit trees, peaches, and these peaches, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't prune, and they were just growing everywhere as far as branches. So I did some reading, and that year there was like fungus growing on it, some sort of bug or beetle was attacking it and that sort of thing, and I thought that the trees were as good as gone. I did a little reading, a little research, and found out that if you have a strong tree, that the funguses and outside elements just avoid attacking it. So I figure, well, let's work on the tree then. So I pruned the tree, learned how to do some pruning. Not an expert by all means, but was kind of stumbling my way through it. And then dug up the ground around the outside. We wrapped the base with some paper and put some sort of gunk on it to keep the bugs and beetles from climbing up in there and burrowing and that sort of thing, ants and whatnot. And that spring next year, we had a bumper crop of peaches. We had so many, and we were canning them left and right, my wife was. So, but it reminds me a little bit about what Jesus said, the thief comes not but to steal, to kill, and destroy, but I have come to give life and to give it more abundantly. And that is so true. If we allow for the things like weeds and addictions and distractions to overwhelm us, to keep us from a good relationship with our spouse or from our kids, it makes us weak to where we crumble and fall. So I want to encourage you today, if you're not a believer, give it a shot. Maybe open up the Proverbs. Start with a chapter a day in the Proverbs. You'll be amazed what you'll find in there as far as just general wisdom and guidance. If you want to know about Jesus, it's pretty commonly understood even amongst agnostics and all religious groups that Jesus definitely existed. Some just don't think that he was the Savior or the Messiah. But take a look at John, the Gospel of John. Amazing book. It's a great place to start. It's a book written by a man who was there at the cross when Jesus died. It was a book written by the man who was there whenever Jesus was on trial. He stayed the closest to Jesus. He was called the beloved disciple. And I don't think it's because Jesus played favorites or anything. I just think because John was always there. And, when you're there to be loved and when you're there to give love, that kind of endears people to each other more. So give it a shot if you've not tried it. Thanks for watching. I hope that you'll at least learn something. And at the very least, spend more time with your kids, spend more time with your family, do good for others. Geek with the Tractor, signing off for now. Keep tracking.